Hi, welcome to Web Design Project. The notes, to use this video, this is a list of suggestions how you should use this video. The notes for this video can be found here at this URL, which is loaded here. And we're talking about a grid system, how to resize it, let it collapse let the visual elements collapse based on different screen resolutions. Okay. And I'm going to finish the index. So we left with a footer. Okay, which is here. And instead of using the image, I'm just going to directly put in the text, which is much easier. Okay, which these are just simple text. I can put it in. So to do that, I'm going to come back to the index file and go to the footer. Let me just close the empty one here. And of course, I need the container and the row. Okay, and then I'm going to just have two parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, it's more than 6, so 7. Let's say I have a 8 and 4. Okay, let's do a 8 and 4 because it's 12 columns. So 8 plus 4 equal to 12, right? And then the left one, I'm going to call it large because I want it to collapse at 992. 8. And then the right one, I'm going to call it large 4. Okay, the two parts, A and 4. Two parts. The left one is 8 columns. The right one is 4. Okay. So now they are all going to be links. First one is home. Okay, so home, I'm going to call the home index.htm. Okay, so I'm going to put in the thing there, but later, I'm going to put it in. The first one is going to home. Second one is going to be called programs. Third one is going to be called schedule. And then instructors. I'm sorry, resources. If I can spell, that would be nice. Resources, RESOURCES. Okay. And then locations. Last one. contact us. Okay, and we don't need the separator here. All right, the home is actually called index.htm. Okay, I know that it's going to be called that, so I can put it in. The contact us is going to be called contact us.htm. For the rest of the stuff, you can put in the names later, or if you know the names, you can put in now. But for this example, I'm just going to call it two names. Okay. Control S to save. Come back here. So we have our links here working. And then the right one is going to be called copyright symbol. Control S to save. Reload. Obviously, they are too close. Okay. So I have to, based on my design here, I have to judge how far it is from the top. So I'm going to put, so I'm going to go to the style.css. So I'm saying my footer. Okay, so this is, if you click on it here, they will tell you it's footer, container, row, large 8, large 4. Okay. Eight. 75 pixels is 25 plus, so 75 is pretty safe. And I also add 25 pixels at the bottom. So if you do this, this one should be good. Okay, but this is not. So let's fix that one. I'm just going to copy the whole thing. Control C to copy. Control V to paste and change this to 4. Control S. But it's good to make this right align. So I'm going to create a class called go right. And then I'm going to Control S to save and add this to here. Control S to save. So reload. This one go right. Okay, and then if they collapse, they will have the enough gaps here. Okay. So if you want to change the font size, you can. Okay, but that is for later. Okay, so you may have a feeling that the size is too small compared to here. Okay, you can also always go and judge, how big is the font. So let's say I want to change it to maybe 16 or 18 pixels. Okay, so you can come over here and say for my whole row, which is footer container row, and my font size is say 16 pixels. Reload 17 pixels. Control S to save, reload. 17 looks good. Okay, all right. So the video is getting too long. The next thing we are going to do is the most difficult one, which is to convert this to a 2-level navigation. Okay. And then once we finish that, we can duplicate this and create a contact us. Okay. All right, it's a good place to start. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.